I guarantee you haven't heard this Bible verse and that you don't know the secret that lies in this Bible verse. It's in Psalms 8:2, and it's why I do everything that I base on, and why I even entered into the world of, why God put me in the world of children's ministry, because I was already in it, and this verse just really made me want to go just that much more depth into it and learn the children. So what it says, Psalms 8:2 says, through the praises of infants and children, you have raised up a stronghold to silence the enemy and the avenger. You have raised up a stronghold against the enemy to silence the foe and the avenger. Okay, so let's take it apart. Psalms 8:2, through the voices of infants and children. Through infants, children. From the mouths, voices, infants and children. First part, that does not mean all of us adults, because we're children, we're all children of God. It's not what he's talking about right here, because he says infants. So he's trying to get us to pay attention to the younger generation. Infants. Can an infant talk? That's like my first part. Can an infant talk? So from the mouth of children and infants, little children and infants, you make sure to put little in there. Infants can't talk. So from the mouths, what are infants saying or doing? So all those things all those noises that babies make, and we think they're so cute, and the baby gaga goo, maybe they're saying something that we don't know. I'm just putting that out there, but it says from the mouths. But infants don't talk yet, so they must be saying something that we just don't know, which usually children are doing way more than we know. In a good way, we just try to stomp on it. But that's the first part, from the mouths of infants and little children, okay? You have built a fortress or a stronghold against your opponents, against the enemy. Different versions say different things. So from the mouths of little kids and infants, God has built a stronghold against the enemies, which means that little children and infants carry something that is so strong, it itself out of their mouths can put a stronghold or a wall against the enemy. Okay? So far we're breaking it down. So here's the next part. To silence the enemy, the foe, the avenger. To silence. So not only do little children and infants out of their mouths have the power to put up a wall against the enemy, they also have the ability to silence the foe and the avenger. What does the devil mostly do? Lie. And what do his lies get us? In trouble. Okay? So to silence, that means shut it up, shut it down, you're no more. Through the praises of infants and children. Little children and infants have the power in their mouths to put up a wall against the enemy that is so strong that it silences the enemy, the foe, the avenger on the other side. So not only are they strong enough to build a wall, put up the wall, they're strong enough to silence it. What are we missing as adults? Oh, we are missing so much. Let me tell you guys. We are missing so much. That's why I said I guarantee you haven't read the verse. Now you're confused and you want to go read it. Please do. Go read it. Let me know what it says in your version of the Bible. Okay? That's what it says. Psalms 8:2. And when I read the whole chapter, I'm like, I don't see. This is just like hidden revelation to me. So the devil knows the Bible. He knows it. He quotes it to us because he always weaves truth with a lie. And it's like, well, no, he lies. He is the father of lies and he lies. But there are some things that are true that you get confused about because the other things confuse you to make you think things. So if the mouths of infants, babies who don't even talk, we can talk. We have great vocabulary. Some of us have great vocabulary. Some of us have zero vocabulary, but we still have words we can say. And we're adults. And it doesn't say through us, our adult selves, our mighty adult selves, that we have the mighty pastor selves for 20 years, the mighty deacon of the church for the past 10 years. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that any of us have that, except from the mouths of little children and infants. This is an infant. They have the power to put up a wall from their mouth, from the enemy, to shut it out and shut him down and silence him. That means shut it all down. They have the ability to shut the enemy all down completely. What are we missing? Why aren't we paying attention to them? And you guys think the devil's worried about you. He's not worried about you. I keep telling you guys, he is not worried about you unless you are seriously causing damage to his kingdom. Because again, y'all got to watch what kingdom you're trying to be a part of, okay? Unless you are seriously stomping on, stomp on the kingdom that the devil is trying to get here, he is not messing with you. He damaged you as a child long ago. So you are just damaging yourself on repeat. You're putting that story on repeat in your brain and tearing yourself up. He's like, they're doing their own damage. He's in the children's land messing with the children because the Bible says through their mouths, through, which means it has to come out of them. Through means working its way out. It has worked its way through. You have to know what through means. Through the mouths, which means they have to say something. What are they saying? Because little children talk different than infants. We overcomplicate all these things we have to say to make the devil sit down. Like, I'm gonna walk around in a circle for 45 minutes and he gonna sit his little butt down. No, he's not. Because again, he's not messing with you. But through the mouths of little children and infants, through their mouths. Infants don't say words. So it must not be that complicated. We must be overcomplicating it, and there must be something that they have that we don't know about. But God knows, because he said in the Bible what they can do. What the devil knows, because he's busy been playing around in generations and children, and we've just been busy looking at symptoms instead of root. So what don't we know that everyone else knows? Including the children, including yours, and including your infant, and including mine. What do they all know and possess and have that can shut the enemy down, put a wall up? I keep repeating it because I need you to understand. Through their mouths, infants don't talk. All we do is talk and gab, and we're still nowhere. Infants don't talk. So if the Bible says through the infants of infants and little children, through the mouths, through their voices of little children and infants, they must have something we don't know. They must be so powerful that we're not understanding. We need to start paying attention to that realm. Children's ministry, you need to stop acting like, oh, they're just there for daycare, because they're not. They are there for purpose. They need to learn something real. If you want help with that, I can do that because I have a children's ministry called Flip It Curriculum, and we flip what we're learning and how we're learning to make it actually the Bible come alive for children in their arena, in their sphere, for their world. Not just a Bible story that someone made who lives in some other state who doesn't understand what children I'm teaching in my world, in my sphere. Okay? But anyways, that's just a small little plug. But children have things we don't understand. God knows what they carry. The devil knows what they carry. We need to be on it. Children's ministry, you need to step your game up across the board, okay? Not youth, because we used to think it was youth. We used to think it was men. And you had all these people who would say, let's speak to the men because they're the ones who, the devil's trying to take. No. And we would say, oh, it's the youth. Let's speak to the youth. Okay, who's speaking to the children? That's my lane in my arena that God placed me in, but I want to help you get to your lane in your arena, but I want to let you know how important children are as well. So if you're in charge of children in any way or capacity, or you lead them in anything, you need to understand this, okay? You need to understand through the mouths of children, of infants, little children. I keep saying it because I feel like you're not getting little. Not you, not me, as in we're all children of God. He said little to be specific. He said infants to be specific. So we would know it's not that complicated. They don't even talk. You want to take it apart. Take this verse apart little by little. Through the mouth, from the mouth, from and through means it's in them. Means whatever they're saying is already inside of them. Because you cannot say what's not inside of you. It's already in them. Out of the heart the mouth speaks. It's already in these infants and little children. But again, infants aren't saying words. So what are they speaking? What is coming from their mouth? that we can't get out of our mouth to silence the foe and the avenger. Children's ministers, please pay attention. Get into your children's ministry, take your team, take your curriculum, and throw it out the window. Just throw it all. Okay, no, don't throw it. We need to recycle. Do the right thing and recycle it. But I'm saying basically get rid of it, toss it. Look at your children and your ministry where you're at and ask God, what do these children need? These children, God, that you have put around me, what do they need to hear? What do they need to know? And I can tell you first what they need to know is they need to know what a relationship is with Jesus. They need to then know their power that they carry. They need to understand who they were created to be, why they were created. This is children's ministry. This is what needs to happen. From there, how you explain it depends on where you're teaching kids. You can't teach kids who live in two completely different worlds the same exact thing from the same exact lesson from someone who's never been to your church, who doesn't know what your kids are experiencing. They need real motivation. They need real God, real power. Not that pamphlet that you got that you're trying to go through and get them to memorize. You can memorize all the scriptures of the Bible and still not have power and still not have relationship. Key 1 for children's ministry, you need to teach them relationship. You think you can't do it? I've done it with 3-year-olds. You can teach relationship. I promise you, you want help? Let me know. Send me a message, ask me a question. I promise you, you can teach them. I can help you. Relationship is first. We need to be doing a better job. If their mouths, through them and their mouths in infants and little children can silence the foe, we need to be doing a better job. We need to be doing a much, much better job.